jurors are in judge.
Okay, very good. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the next witness is going to be appearing via Zoom. And Ms. Finkelstein, call your next witness.
Your Honor, we would call Bailey Pietrowski on behalf of Sean Gathright.
All right, Mr. Pietrowski, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, sir.
Hello.
Will you please state your name for our jury or for the court reporter and spell your last name?
Anthony Gathright Bailey Petrowski, Pietrowski.
Okay, and I've been calling you Bailey Pietrowski. Is that the name you commonly go by?
Yes.
And sir, what is your relationship, if any, to Sean Gathright?
I'm not related blood, but his grandmother married my grandfather. I spent a lot of my childhood around him. I knew him as a child.
So do you consider him kind of a cousin?
Yes, he is my family.
How old are you, sir?
34.
Okay, so Mr. Gathright is 20, so I assume you've known him your whole life.
Yes.
And where did you live at the time that Mr. Gathright was growing up?
Kentucky. I would go to Mississippi during the summer to see my family.
So how often do you think that you would see Mr. Gathright in your visits?
Younger years, once, maybe twice a year.
And what types of things or in what capacity would you see him, like summer vacations, holidays?
During the summer, visiting family.
And with such an age gap, tell me about your relationship when you were younger and how that worked since you are, a bit older than him.
As a baby, I remember him as a baby, holding him, seeing him grow up, just becoming who he was as a child.
Were you able to keep contact with him as he obviously got older and old enough to communicate on his own? Did you keep contact with him outside of those visits to Mississippi?
Not really, no.
Tell me about what you remember about him, just as his character growing up.
He was a very good kid, curious, always trying to start a business here or there, from his photography to his pressure washing. He always, a lot of energy. He was always trying to do good, but he was a very good kid.
Did you ever know him in the times that you were around him to get in trouble?
Never.
And you indicated you're aware of some kind of, businesses and adventure, business ventures that he was doing. Anything else that you can remember as Sean grew up regarding things that he was doing either in school or anything that you had knowledge of?
Not to my knowledge, no.
How was he with your family? If you came for kind of family events and summers, how was he with other family members?
I fit right in. He was funny. He would always joke around. I saw no issues out of him.
Did you ever know him to be violent?
No, never.
Did he have a good temperament, or how would you describe his temperament?
It was very good. He was always cutting jokes. I never saw him angry.
Are there any specific memories that you have that you can tell the jury about? Things that you guys either did together or that you observed while you guys were growing up?
I remember one time specifically, him and his sister recited a song together, and they sang it to me by the pool, and they had it down to a T. They did really well with it.
Was it like a little routine?
Yeah.
How were his interactions with your other family members when you were around?
I never saw any issues myself.
And I know that do you know Sean's father?
Yes, I know him. I know Tony or Mike.
Say that again?
Mike, yeah, I know Mike.
That's his biological father?
Yes.
Was he around when you would be around growing up?
Typically until he went into the Marines, and I didn't see him much after that.
what can you tell the jury about Sean's relationship with his father, if anything?
I wasn't there for anything, but, I know it had some rocky roads, but I never saw any of it myself.
Because you didn't live close by.
Correct.
When's the last time, obviously, prior to this case happening, when was the last time that you had any contact or saw Mr. Gathright?
Talking about Sean or his
Yes,
father?
sorry, that was confusing. Yes, Sean.
I was down in Mississippi last year and we would FaceTime him and we would talk to him.
Okay, and what about prior to that, prior to 2024 when this took place?
It's been a little while. I don't know the exact date. It's been a while though.
So it'd mostly be talking, you didn't visit him much leading up to this?
No.
Is there anything else that you want the jury to know about your cousin?
He's dedicated kid. He's very productive. He's intelligent. He was an exceptional child.
Will you continue to maintain a relationship with him if he is serving a prison sentence?
I would like to.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Ross?
Don't go anywhere yet.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Mr. Petrowski, you spent some summers with Sean Gathright, is that correct?
Correct.
And that was at his grandmother's house, Lisa Gathright, in Mississippi, right?
Correct.
And those summers that you were talking about, he was younger. It spanned from when he was a baby to when he was 11 years old, is that correct?
Around that time, yes.
And during that time period, you have described him as being pretty much a normal, healthy child. Is that correct?
Very much so.
And he had a very loving, supportive relationship with his grandmother during that time period, the summers where you were with him and spent time with him. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And as far as his relationship with his biological father, there is nothing about that time period that you yourself observed. Is that correct?
Correct.
I don't have anything further, Judge.
Okay, any of the other defense have any questions? Okay, redirect? Okay, thank you, sir. May this witness be excused? Okay, thank you, sir. You can log off from the Zoom.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, and who's your next witness?
Maurice Edwards on Zoom?
Okay. Just went to let him in. Hope I didn't. Oh, there he is. Mr. Maurice Edwards, are you present? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can you turn on your video? Okay, very good. The clerk, raise your right hand. The clerk's going to swear you in, okay?
Oh,
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You can put your hand down.
Okay, thank you. You put your hand down. Thank you. All right, you may proceed, Ms. Finkelstein.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, sir. Will you please state your name for the record?
Maurice Edwards.
And Mr. Edwards, let me ask, can you hear me okay? I know there might be like a little bit of a delay, but can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, great. Can you introduce yourself to the jury and let them know in what capacity that you know Mr. Gathright?
My name is Maurice Edwards. I am a school counselor at Julio Landon College Prep, which is where I met Sean.
And do you recall what year or how old or what grade, I guess, whatever's easiest for you, Mr. Gathright was when you met him?
He came in as a seventh grader in 2017.
Okay. And in what capacity if you're a counselor, in what capacity did you meet him? Is he like assigned to you?
As the counselor?
Yeah, so as a,
Yes, all of the boys are on my caseload.
okay, so tell us a little bit about that. What are your job duties?
So my duties, I assist with testing, I build educational plans or assist in the creation of those plans and the implementation of them. I provide personal, social, and emotional counseling, and academic and career advising.
So when you are introduced to Sean through that capacity, how often do you see him and what are you doing, with him?
Initially, so I'll see students, it can be once a month, it could be bi-weekly, with Sean coming in as a later student, because typically our students start in 6th grade. And knowing that he was coming from a military family, I would see him a little more often, so at least once a week. And then some students, based on their needs, I might start seeing them a couple times per week, coming and having lunch and discussing whatever they might be dealing with, or just having a safe space to kind of just deflate and breathe.
Would you say that your work in the role, you're a school counselor, but it sounds like you're also kind of a mentor to these boys?
Yes.
And you mentioned that due to Mr. Gathright coming in 7th grade and being in a military family, that was a special circumstance that you took into consideration. Tell us a little bit more about that and why that was important.
Yes, students coming into Landon usually come in 6th grade. We only offer advanced courses. We also have a leadership course. With Sean coming in as 7th grader, he missed that first year. So coming from what we would consider a traditional middle school, we want to help get him acclimated to how things are here and get him caught up and make sure that he has the support he needs academically, considering that our classes here are more rigorous. As far as the military family, we do understand that military families can move pretty often, and that does have an impact on the child academically and then emotionally having to move from place to place. So we take that into account as well.
Did he seem well adjusted to you, or how would you describe him when he first got there?
Just kind of like any kid on their first day of school, it's a new place, I don't know anybody. I'm trying to see where I fit in. And he was a smaller kid. So a lot of kids may have thought he was in 6th grade, but he was in 7th grade. So trying to navigate that. So, but outside of that, once he started to get to know people, I introduced him with the group that I worked with, and that kind of helped him get comfortable and kind of find his place among the group.
Were there any other concerns or things that you took into account in your work with him, as far as, I know we talked about being from a military family, anything else about him in your work, focusing on his academics, safety, cultural things that you took into consideration?
Are we speaking initially or just during the time?
Yeah, I guess initially when you first evaluated him and began working with him.
No, not initially.
Okay, what about later on?
Over time, I continue working with him, and I notice sometimes when children are multiracial, that they may struggle trying to figure out where they fit. Feel like they need to either identify with one side or the other, kind of confused at where they are in between. So I paid attention to that, trying to help him understand that it's okay having a piece of both worlds. Also trying to keep him focused on the academic growth and continue to push himself academically to do well. So I did kind of provide him some support academically to kind of make sure he kept up with his work and that he stayed on top of everything, didn't get behind if he needed help connecting him with people that can kind of support him in what he needed.
How would you describe Sean as a student?
He was an average to above average student, which I think is a big deal. Coming in as a seventh grader at a college prep middle school and being able to still make average to above average grades. Meaning if he went to a traditional school, he would have easily made like straight A's and maybe a B here or there.
So what exactly is a college prep middle school? What's different about that?
So the college prep middle school offers only advanced courses and allows them the opportunity to take high school courses at the middle school level. And then once they get to the high school level, they will continue that program if they so choose, taking advanced high school courses and being able to take AP, IB, and college courses.
Okay, so it sounds like they're kind of one step ahead or can be.
Yes.
Was there any traveling or anything involved with the work that you did with Sean?
Yes, I am the international travel sponsor at the school. So that is something that Sean also took advantage of. So he had the opportunity to go to several countries while he was here, and that continued once he went into high school.
Okay, tell me about that. What does the program consist of and where did Sean go?
So at the middle school level, it's just the international travel program. We did some trips with Education First or EF Tours, and he went to Scotland, Ireland, France, London, and Spain. And then Jacksonville Sister Cities is another organization that's Jacksonville based, where it's a city to city partnership with Jacksonville. We call it twinning with another city in another country. So he had the opportunity to go to South Africa with that program.
And did you go on all those trips?
Yes.
What about any family members? Did they go on the trips with him?
His grandmother went to all of the trips except for South Africa.
Was a family member required to go on that one?
No, family members are not required to go on any of the trips, but it's open to if they would like to go.
Okay, so his grandmother, do you remember which grandmother? Maternal or paternal, or her name?
His paternal grandmother.
So that would be Lisa Gathright, if you recall.
Correct. Yes.
And what about his sister? Did she go on any trips?
She went on the trip to London, Paris, and Spain.
Did you encounter any issues with Sean when he was on those trips, behaviorally or acting up or anything like that?
Sean never really caused me any issues. I mean, but just like any kid, you might have to kind of remind them of things you need to do. My biggest thing is, getting up on time and leaving on time. But Sean had never been rude or disrespectful or anything like that to me.
And I don't know if you've already explained this, were any of those trips for ambassador type work?
That was the South Africa trip.
Okay, tell us a little bit more about that.
So with the Jacksonville Sister Cities, the students travel as ambassadors. So they are youth ambassadors, which is what he was going on that trip. And he meets with children from South Africa. They exchange culture. They discuss challenges that teenagers have in America versus what teenagers may have challenges with in South Africa. They learn different cultural customs. They learn a couple of their phrases, and they do their best trying to speak them. They get to see what their accommodations are like. And then they kind of just do some stuff to have fun.
What other types of things were done either in these countries or through your program that you think are helpful to tell the jury about, that reflect on Sean's work or his character?
Through this particular program, I can say that Sean developed leadership. He's able to be a self-starter and get things done on his own. He has a very sharp mind. He's open-minded. He's can be very kind. And that's just in the travel piece. There's a separate piece that he also did with me, where he was volunteering. So he would volunteer in the community. We supported the suicide awareness program that was done every year. I want to say that's in October. We've done breast cancer awareness week with that. We've been to Ronald McDonald House and provided meals. The Clear White Mission does the same thing. They don't have to actually prepare the meal there, but they will help feed the homeless that are there. So they're serving plates and things like that. Trying to think of, he's come back to Landon a couple of times. I do I want to say a orientation for incoming sixth grade students where they learn the expectations of the school. They get some help on organization and time management, conflict resolution, things like that. And he was a part of those sessions, helping with the boys and helping to teach them what it's like and what they can look forward to and how they should be as students growing into young men.
Okay, he would come back and do that to help you out.
Yes.
How old was he between when you met him and when he was no longer at the school, but you still continued to see him, but in what years or ages?
In ninth, so he was here for 7th and 8th grade, and then in 9th grade, Florida, he went to high school. But he wanted to maintain a relationship, which was perfectly fine. He valued my insight and guidance. So he and his mom would continue to keep me in the loop on things going on with him. If he had questions, I know I also tutored him as well.
When he was in high school?
Yes.
And up until the time that he was arrested for this case, did you still maintain a relationship with Sean?
Yes, he moved to Mississippi, and we would still talk every once in a while. He would let me know how things were going. I would check and say, make sure you're still doing good at school, what the grades looking like. So we would still talk every once in a while. When he came back, we still talk. We actually had, I think we actually went to dinner prior to him getting arrested. I want to say maybe a month or 2 months before, because again, I started traveling. So I saw him before, and we went out and talked and everything, and then I started traveling.
So you still maintained a relationship up to very close to the time of his arrest?
Yes.
Are you able to maintain a relationship with him now, or would you be willing to when he is sentenced to prison?
Yes, we still talk even now. I check in. I really try to encourage him and give him things to focus on. I'm still focused on his mind, and I want him to be safe and not harm himself. That's actually one of my biggest concerns right now.
And let me ask you, some of the trips that you went on, I know, and I'm not going to do it here on Zoom because I can foresee a disaster, but did you take photos and provide my office and the defense team with photos from those trips?
Yes.
Okay, and would those reflect things that you did while in these various locations?
Perhaps. I know some of them might be him when we're out and about, and he took. There's a picture of. I know. I'm thinking of one particular picture when we were in Ireland that I sent.
Okay.
So there should be quite a few, as well as his ambassador certificate.
And that's for what he got when he went to South Africa?
Yes.
Excuse me, have a moment.
Yes.
Mr. Edwards, I have a follow-up for you. Can you tell us about a documentary that Sean was involved in making in 8th grade?
Like, that part of what it might have been the symposium, that is part of, I'm guessing that's what you'll be referring to. So a part of the leadership program at Landon, students are required to make do a symposium project, which is them extending the leadership beyond the classroom. And they choose a global issue of some sort, and they interview experts in the field. They get information from students to kind of see what is currently going on, and then they come up with they call it a call to action to address whatever that global issue is.
What was the issue that Sean addressed in that symposium, if you can remember?
I honestly don't remember what his particular topic was.
Were you interviewed in that symposium? Do you remember?
I don't remember. It's very possible that I was, because I get a lot of students asking me to interview, so it's very possible that he did ask me, but I don't remember.
That's okay. What do you want the jury to know about Sean and his character and what you remember about him?
He really is a really good person. I think he just got caught up in a whirlwind of, wrong place, wrong time, wrong people. But that is not who he is from the interactions I've had with him over the years. So I just want them to know that the image that has been, I guess, painted, that is not who he truly
Okay,
is.
yeah, okay. Ask the next question. I'm gonna sustain the objection.
Thank you. Would you say that in the work that you were present for, the ambassador and the leadership, that Sean had a positive impact on the people that in the incoming students and the people that he assisted?
Yes.
Do you think that's a quality that he could continue to do if he were to be sentenced to life in prison, or if he's in prison around other people, that he could still impact people?
I do believe that he could, yes.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, cross-examination?
Mr. Edwards, you provided strong mentorship for Sean Gathright starting in the 7th and 8th grade. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You provided him with support academically as well as some of his personal activities that he was engaging in. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And when you talk about this travel program where you're the international travel sponsor, you are part of that program, the educational aspect of that program, you are teaching them leadership skills. Isn't that true, sir?
That is correct.
You are focusing on what it means to be a good leader and values that leaders should possess. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And this program that you have testified about, that he participated in your travel program, you are telling us that he availed himself of this very beneficial educational travel program while he was with you. Is that correct?
Yes.
This is a program that not only allows him to travel internationally, but also learn about the cultural differences of people from different countries. Correct, sir?
Yes.
Part of this is it's educational, right? You are teaching them to respect religious differences and cultural differences. Isn't that true, sir?
Yes.
And what you have described is a program that benefited their participants by allowing them to travel all over the world. Isn't that true, sir?
Yes,
He received the benefit of traveling to London with you. Isn't that true, sir?
yes,
The education of meeting with all those other people that he came into contact while over there. Isn't that true, sir?
you saying yes,
He's meeting people from other countries, interacting with other people from other countries as part of this travel program. Isn't that true, sir?
yes,
You're trying to develop leadership and as well as leadership skills in dealing with other people. Isn't that true, sir?
yes,
He was able to receive the benefit of traveling with you to Paris for another educational opportunity. Is that true, sir?
yes,
I believe you also said he was able to travel with you to Spain.
yes,
He was able to travel with you to South Africa.
yes,
Able to travel with you to Scotland at some point. Isn't that true, sir?
yes,
And all while availing himself of these beneficial travel programs, he also had the support of a loving grandmother who went with him during most of these trips. Isn't that true, sir?
yes.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, any questions from any of the co-defendants? All right, redirect?
Mr. Edwards, just a couple more follow-ups. I think you indicated that although you had a relationship with Mr. Gathright to this day, your counseling with him was, or as his counselor, was through only ninth grade, right?
Through 7th and 8th grade,
Oh, I'm sorry. So he was not with you from ninth grade on.
correct.
So although you had a relationship, it wasn't these scheduled meetings and traveling and things like that, right?
So he did travel in high school. Because of the pandemic, we had to push trips back. So he continued to travel in high school. But I was no longer his counselor because he didn't attend Landon anymore.
And did you ever have any concerns with him that would have, any reasons that they would get kicked out of these programs, anything like that?
As in like the travel program and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
I mean, or if
Is that what you mean?
yeah, if they misbehave or they do anything.
No, I didn't have any concerns about him getting kicked out because they go through a interview process with me. They complete an application, they write an essay, they have to interview and then be proven to or given the seal of approval to travel. And then there are monthly meetings to kind of continue to check in and monitor and make sure that they are holding up their end of the bargain. And with the South Africa trip in particular, going as an ambassador, they have to do a service project of some form. And whatever it is that they choose to create or make is what they would give to someone once they arrive in the country.
If there were concerns with Mr. Gathright acting out or being violent, is it fair to assume he wouldn't be allowed to go on these trips?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
You described him as being kind. Can you give any examples of how you would say that he was a kind person?
Objection beyond the scope of cross.
Overruled, go ahead.
Can you ask the question again?
You described him earlier as being kind, and I didn't ask you what you meant by that. So if you could just let us know what you meant when you described somebody as being kind.
I look at kind as like he was always nice and respectful. Even in particular when I would interact with him, if there was like a misunderstanding, he was open to listening and hearing the other side, like truly listening and taking it in versus listening to respond. So he considered the other perspective and actually took it in. So I take that as kindness when you're willing to take in a different perspective other than what you see.
Thank you, sir. I don't have any other questions.
All right, may this witness be excused? Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Edwards. You can log off the Zoom.
Thank you.
And Ms. Finkelstein, do you have any other witnesses appearing via Zoom this afternoon?
No, not yet.
Okay, very good. All right, then I'll close that out. Okay, and who's going to be your next witness?
Clayton Wright.
Okay.
You may approach the clerk, John.
Yep. The clerk doesn't want custody.
Then I can't be
until they're
blamed for losing it.
officially hers. They're officially hers. Sure.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this class will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Please state your name for the record and spell your last name for our court reporter.
Clayton.
And Mr. Wright, how do you know Sean Gathright?
Is my nephew.
And make sure you just speak up, okay?
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay. We're at a big room. It's hard to hear and you're a little bit soft-spoken. I don't have that problem. I don't know. So Mr. Gathright is your nephew.
Yes.
So
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say my sister's son.
So fair to assume you've known him your whole life?
Yes.
And where do you currently live?
I live in New York.
And what, growing up, tell us about how you were able to have a relationship with Mr. Gathright, being that you never lived in New York.
Yeah, so my older sister, his mother, was, somewhat of or pretty much a caretaker for me. She took care of me when I was younger, being her younger brother. She joined the military. They traveled back and forth, but we still remained really close. And finding out that she was gonna have another child, really excited. She was military. So at the time she was like traveling back and forth, and because she was serving in, I believe it was Afghanistan, my mother, Sean's grandmother, took care of him while his other grandmother took care of his sister.
And is your mother Lorna Allen?
Yes.
So is it fair to assume you haven't lived in New York your whole life?
I mean, pretty much. I've lived in New York my whole life. Yeah.
But when Sean was younger, were you down here, or how would you see him, just with the grandmother?
Yeah, so my mother and I were living in New York. So when my sister was serving overseas in Afghanistan, Sean was staying with us as a baby.
So tell me, what years, as far as the traveling and when he would actually live there or be taken care of there, How old was Sean, or what years was that?
Um,
To the best of your record.
to the best of my knowledge, maybe 2. I know he was walking at the time because we'd have to chase him around. So I'd say like 2 or 3.
And then how long did that continue, that he would come up there?
Like to visit? Yeah, he would routinely visit. Holidays, summers, things like that, all throughout his years from being a baby up until most recently a couple of Christmases ago.
And we're in 2026 now, so maybe like 2022, 23, something like that?
Yeah, it was after the pandemic, so I would say like 22, 23.
And how would you describe your relationship with Sean?
Pretty close. For the most part, I would talk to him routinely. When he came to visit, take him out, go to movies, took him to a basketball game, talked to him about, as he got older, talked to him about like career, what I do, stuff that he was interested in, trying to put him on, like basically steer him into my profession.
What do you do?
I work in marketing. So I work with different brands and entertainment.
Did Sean seem to be interested in that field?
He has a very entrepreneurial spirit, so he wants to be kind of run his own business. So he had different thoughts, but I think a recurring theme was him kind of, or at least I would like to think that I was steering him and having him lean more towards marketing.
Are you aware of any other businesses or anything else that he did that support you saying he was entrepreneurial?
Yes. So we've had many conversations about careers. He wanted to do real estate. He wanted to have like vending machines all throughout, like when he was living in Mississippi. Most recently, he got into photography and also power washing. I'm not sure if that started when he was living in Mississippi, but I knew he bought equipment for both professions. So he had photography equipment, I believe was his grandfather's, and then he had power washing equipment. So he would go out throughout the neighborhood, tell me about his power washing business. He'd also send me like some pictures. I think he took the first photography. I'm not sure if it's the first, but I knew he took someone's prom picture, I believe it was. And I knew he took pictures for like a local school in Jacksonville, I believe.
You seem to have a lot of different interests.
Yes.
How would you describe Sean, either as a kid or growing up? Like, what's his personality like?
Kind, funny, friendly, calm, personable, smart, kind-hearted, loyal, forgiving. Those are just a few. I'm not sure if I have any synonyms in there, but yeah.
That's all right. Any memories that you can think of? Do you have any good memories that I'm sure there's a lot, but any that pop into your mind that you want the jury to know about?
Yeah, I have a lot of memories. There was, I remember very vividly at Thanksgiving where my older sister, Sean, and his sister, my niece, came to visit. I remember because it was a lot of fun, a lot of, just getting to hang out with them. We got tricked into eating alligator, which was not something that we wanted to do. We were told it was chicken.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, that Thanksgiving dinner just turned into, I guess, like a comedy session. Sean doing impressions, trying to speak, I would say, extra proper. So like putting a little bit on top of it. just being, you know, please, thank you, all that stuff, even when he didn't have to. He just every other sentence was, you know, kind of adding those to it, doing impressions, just trying to make everybody laugh and like make everyone have a good time. And my mother, his grandmother, was laughing like throughout the whole dinner. We all kept laughing throughout the whole dinner. And you know, going back to like the different traits that I mentioned, like being funny, and kind-hearted. I would say like once he saw that, you know, he was able to like kind of lift up the mood of the dinner. Not that it was down, but you know, just kind of bring a little bit more engagement and fun and lightness to it. He continued that to kind of keep everyone in good spirits.
You seem to enjoy doing that.
Yes.
And what about, were you involved in any faith-based or religious work with Sean, or not work, but involvement?
I wasn't involved, but I know he was involved.
And what do you know about that?
I know he would frequently go on like different trips with his church. I know he's been fortunate enough to travel to a lot of different places. One as a military kid, but also like through his church. I believe he traveled to China, maybe a couple of other places, but I know most recently the most recent trip I remember was somewhere in Europe. I know coincidentally, my niece, his sister's, that was her 18th birthday, I believe. And he got to travel out there with them, like with the church. So it was kind of like 2 for 1. You celebrate sibling's birthday, but you're also continuing to travel with your church members and congregation. But yeah, I know that was somewhere overseas, and that if she turned 18, that had to be somewhere after 2021, I believe.
When you say his sister, is that Nevaeh?
Yes. I also know he was really into like volunteering and kind of helping out the less fortunate. I'm not sure if that was specifically through his church, but I know that's some activities. His grandmother Lisa would probably be able to provide more context there.
Sure. Would he tell you about those things? Did he seem like proud to do those things?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I would say he was always proud to kind of show how he could like help others, uplift others, kind of going to like back to the prom pictures. You know, I think he was most excited not about the fact that like he got paid to do it, but like the individual, the young lady who he took the pictures for, she really liked it. Like I remember him telling me that. And he just seemed to be excited that he got paid to do something that he liked, but also like other people like really appreciate it.
He had a good work ethic, but he wanted to do things that made people happy.
Absolutely. I think that kind of goes with the power washing as well. You know, it's, again, my background being more in entertainment and marketing, it's not what would be considered more like the blue collar, you know, getting your hands dirty type of jobs. But I think I would say he really liked the fact that one, he could like work, like he could actually see his work in real time, like make people happy, make people proud, see the reactions on their face, either through their messages. It's very different than like marketing where you're behind a computer doing different stuff and you don't really get to see the tangible reactions to the things you do all the time.
And are you still able to communicate with Sean, or have you been able to?
Yes, he continues to call me on my, not too long after my birthday. Typically he would call me on my birthday, holidays, just to, you know, make sure I was okay. I would typically FaceTime him on his birthday to do the same, just like I would his sister. But that took a pause with this whole situation.
Right. But while he's, you know, if he's in prison, still has ability to maintain a relationship. Is that something that you would want to do?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so he's somebody that you'd want to continue talking to?
Yeah, we've talked since he has been.
And would you be able to come down and visit him ever, or how would you maintain that relationship?
Whatever I need to do, I'll do it. So if it's coming down to visit, I'll come down and visit. Whatever I need to do.
Your Honor, may I have a moment?
Yes.
Oh, actually, can I approach the witness briefly?
Yes.
Sir, I'm going to approach you with what's been marked as Defense Exhibit 2. Just going to show you this and ask you if you recognize that.
Yes.
Okay, and without, what is that? Is this a photograph?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
photograph.
Who's in that photograph?
Me, Sean, and Assistant Avaya.
Your Honor, and I have shown this to the state, we'd ask to enter this photo in as Defense Exhibit 2.
No objection. Okay, admitted?
Thank you. I'm just going to, may I publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
Sir, you indicated, oh, here we go again. Let's see. That's you in the middle?
Yeah,
And Sean, and you said that was his sister Nevaeh?
yeah.
Do you remember, and I won't hold you to specific dates, but do you approximately when that was or how old Sean was there?
He was either 14 or 15, because I believe his sister Nevaeh was about 16, and they're like about 2 years apart. So
Do you
Yeah.
remember where that photo was?
that was at their house in Jacksonville.
Their house?
Yeah.
And when we asked you, we meaning Sean's defense team, to provide a photo, is there anything special about that photo, or what does that photo reflect to you that you gave that to us?
Just, one of, many fun Christmases. They would often travel to New York to celebrate, because we have a very large family out there as well. But, this time was, I believe, post-pandemic. Everything was, well, maybe, I'm trying to remember if it was post-pandemic, but I just remember coming out to Florida for the first time in a while, them showing me around the neighborhood. There was like trees being lit, houses with, Christmas decorations. Yeah, me being able to cook for them, me teaching Sean how to cook. I really like lasagna, so I cook lasagna like every holiday. Taught him how to cook lasagna. Taught his sister, my niece, how to make a different pasta dish. But I would say it's more like those memories of like teaching them like useful skills that he could carry forward. Him and his sister.
No alligator, I assume?
Yeah, not this time around. I watch what I eat now. When they give me anything.
That photo, Sean, it looks like his head's on your shoulder. Is that
Yeah.
right? Is that a reflection of your relationship with him?
I would say so. Like I call him my he's my only nephew, but I call him my favorite nephew.
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness.
Okay. Cross.
Thank you, Ron. Mr. Wright, you are a strong male role model for your nephew, Sean Gathright. Isn't that true, sir?
I would hope so.
You have provided him with guidance and support all of his life. Isn't that correct?
I would agree with that.
You take his phone calls, offer him advice whenever he would need it.
Yes.
And you said that there were times when he was growing up that he would stay with you and his grandmother, Lorna Allen, in New York. Is that correct?
Yes.
And he was raised in that household when he was there. That was a religious household. Isn't that true, sir?
Yes, correct.
Taught values, right from wrong. Isn't that true, sir?
Yes.
You also said that he was very smart and intelligent.
Yes.
Isn't that true?
Yes.
He even skipped a grade in school.
Yes, correct.
He also joined and entered community college.
Yes.
I don't have anything further, Judge.
Okay. Any questions from any of the other co-defendants? Okay. Redirect. Okay, may this witness be excused?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. You're free to go.
Thank you.
All right, who's your next witness?
Oh, Nehemiah Tudor.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this class will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Good, you may proceed.
Thank you, Honor. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Move up to that mic and make sure you speak up, okay? It's a big
Okay.
courtroom and you're hard to hear. Our court reporter's taking everything down, okay?
Mhm.
Thank you. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Nehemiah Tudor,
How do you spell your last name?
Tudor.
And Mr. Tudor, how do you know Sean Gathright?
We're longtime friends.
What do you mean by long time?
We met when we was younger, like middle school, and then as we've grown older, we've become closer and closer.
Did you meet in school?
No, we met outside of school. Technically, we had a bus stop near our neighborhood that we'd all used to go to, and that's like where every kid in the area kind of was at that time. And then as a couple years gone by, like my childhood friends were really close with him, and we just became closer and closer.
Okay. And so you met, did you approach each other at this bus stop or was it just maybe your other friends?
It would be like normally because me and a few other people, we normally play like football after school, and his bus would come off a little later, and like one of my closer friends is really close friends with him, so when he would go over there to talk to him and some of his other friends, I'd be there, and that's kind of how it started. Then, you know, after a while, he had ended up moving away, so I didn't really see him at the bus stop no more. But then when he came back, like from Mississippi, that's when we really became like even more close and really became the friends that we are today.
When do you think that was approximately?
That was end of 23 when we really end of 2023 when we really became like close friends.
How would you describe Mr. Gathraight's as a friend? How would you describe him as a friend?
He's like one of the best friends you could kind of have. Sean is very outgoing, very confident, the type of person that is gonna lift the mood or lift the spirit because he's the life of the party all the time. Like I remember when I came back from, or not when I came back, when he came back, I was staying at the friend that connected the two of us. I was staying at his house, and he was going over to Sean's house, and I was just kind of like a little bit, I wouldn't say afraid to go over to Sean's house and meet his people, but I was not really like making it a big deal. But then Sean was like, "No, man, like come over. You know, it's like my house is your house, family." And from that moment, we've always been integrated. We've been on trips together, a few road trips.
Where Where'd you go?
We went to Orlando to go stay in my grandparents' timeshare condo for a little spring break trip. We went to Mississippi. We kind of had went to Jenny Springs. Yeah, a few trips here and there. Mostly, like we're hangout buddies at the house, so that's like our thing. Or
What'd you
first
like
thing in
to
the
do?
morning,
Oh, sorry. go ahead.
I'm sorry. First thing in the morning, everybody's at Sean's house. All of our friends, we just sit in there, talk, play games, watch movies. If not my house or one of my other friends' house, same thing. Like just teenage stuff, anything we could think of, bowling. We didn't had days where we took our dogs out to play together. Um, we used to go to the gym together. Just things that teenage boys would do.
And when you describe him as a good friend, what type of character traits or what are you referencing when you say that? What makes a good friend to you?
Someone that's always going to have your back in any situation. Just someone that you can depend on, really. Because for me, I would say myself, like when it comes to my friends, they know that I'm a very dependable person, reliable person. They can always ask on me for anything. So when I'm choosing the people to be closest around me, I would want somebody to be able to reciprocate the type of energy that I can give out to them, because I know why people kind of like to have me around, because they can depend on me. I can't do certain things. I'm a smart guy. So I to have my circle filled with the same type of people, and Sean fit the bill with flying colors, like from school work that we did together and a lot of other stuff. Is no question that he's a good friend, in my opinion.
And you said he was smart. Did you know him to do well in school?
Yeah. There was times where in college he had struggled a little bit, and we had like those conversations because we both were entering college at the same time. So there was times, like I said, where he struggled a little bit, but he never dropped his head. He was going to classes, made sure that he showed up to do the work, even if he was struggling, went to go get the extra help. So Sean, even outside of school itself, like the things that Sean's interested into is like a lot of world stuff, like theories and like religion, and trying to know where the world really started. That's like things that really interest him a lot. So when we're out back, or say we're at his house having those conversations, we could have like deep conversations about real world topics, and maybe like politics, or like how the school system is being ran, or federal laws, or whatever, like, because those are the things that piqued his interest. Even beyond that will be like theories and religious theories and stuff like that. So that's just the type of person Sean is. Always likes reading, always like sharpening his mind.
You said you were both in college, but at the same time, did you go to school together?
Personally, I did classes online.
Okay.
He did classes in person here and there. So
Where was that?
at FSCJ.
And that's in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you still live in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
If I was to ask you to share, I'm sure you have many, as you've described, but to share with the jury one of your favorite memories about Sean, what would that be? And I put you on the spot.
Yeah, one of my favorite memories about Sean.
What's your favorite thing about him, I guess?
Well, I would say the day we got our gym membership was just very, like, I know it might sound like something small, but I was going to work at UPS at the time, and I was kind of feeling a little like down at the time because wasn't making a lot of money. My hours were kind of being cut a little bit. And the day came, and I want to say the day prior we had went to LA Fitness or whatnot on a free trial, whatever. And the next day I was like, I go to work in the afternoon for UPS around 5 o'clock. And I think around 4 o'clock, we was just sitting in front of my house, and I was just telling him, like, man, I just want to go have some fun. Like, I just want to go do something else. Like, I don't want to go to work today. Like, He was just like, let's just go play basketball. Like, let's just go to the gym. Let's go get this membership. And I was already thinking like, this is coming to the end of my job. And, you know, I probably wasn't going to stay here for over the summer because that was maybe around like May or March of 2023. And we went to the gym, and I kid you not, we probably stayed there for like the next month straight, like every day. Me, him, my brothers. Like from the day that I left my job, I thought I was going to be kind of like hurt, like, you know, not making any money. And after that, I had like kind of a great summer, not working and just going to the gym, being around Sean and my other, like my brother that was coming with me, coming with us as well. And it was just, it felt good. Like it felt good to know that I didn't need certain things. Like everybody wants money, you know, but having somebody close to me and getting me through that time while I was going through that difficult time felt a lot better.
Bonding time. Did there come a time that you didn't see Sean as much, or that he wasn't in your friend group as much?
No, I probably spent from 2023, like from this, maybe even January of 2024 up until the moment of the incident, I probably spent almost every day with Sean, almost every day.
Are you able to still communicate with Sean?
Yeah, we talk on a regular basis all the time. He always calls and checks up on me and makes sure I'm staying focused and staying on top of my career goals and the things I want to do in life. And I always try to do the same for him to, you know, let him know that you still got things that you got to do and you got to have the fight and, you know, keep your head up. And we always have those conversations where I'm trying to encourage him. He's trying to encourage me, like even emotional conversation about, you know, heartfelt stuff. We talk about everything, literally everything, and we stay in communication all the time.
He still tries to keep you positive?
Mm-hmm. Even to I think we talked recently over this weekend as well after everything happened, and we had good conversation then as well.
Will you maintain that relationship with him moving forward?
Yeah, all the time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have a moment?
Yes.
Did you, what do you know about Sean working at Omni Hotels? if anything?
Oh, yeah. So, when we got out of high school, I can't even remember how this happened, but either Sean or one of our other friends, they had saw this job opening at this resort in 45 minutes away from where we stayed. So we all, me, him, two of our other friends, and I'm going out there and went for the interview, got the jobs, and for that was maybe the end of 2023 or like end of the summer of 2023. We probably worked there up until the end of 2023, and the commute, like at the job itself, we were split up into different restaurants. So Sean worked at a higher class level restaurant than really the rest of us. So he kind of had a burden of doing harder tasks, harder jobs, and maybe had a little bit more of I would say, a stricter manager than the rest of us had. So he was always kind of having to be a little bit more on top of his things than the rest of us. But he was perfect. Like, he always used to show us the stuff that he made. He used to love his job. It would be I don't know if a lot of people work with their friends, especially at the time that we did, but it was just such a good thing for us that we would all go there together, leave together, go home, then go the next day. And even if something happened at a different restaurant, like we can, talk about it and make sure that we're there for the other person. And like I would make food for him, he'd make food for me, things like that. Like, so that was kind of like how the job went for us. But personally though, we were kind of a little separated a little bit because we worked at different restaurants. So I'm not too really familiar how his kitchen was ran to like, detail rather than mine, because I know, it was kind of different.
Right. No, I don't need to know about that. But we were both doing like cooking or working in,
Yeah.
in food capacity.
Mhm.
Okay. And then did you guys have birthdays around the same time?
Yeah, his birthday is 5 days before mine.
Did you ever do anything fun to celebrate your birthday together?
Yeah, we went skydiving for one of our birthdays. It was one of the craziest experiences ever. He was ecstatic and just confident about doing it. I was, trying to do my best to show that I was, but that was one of the craziest things. He was pumped. I was trying my best to be pumped too, but it's nerve wracking. And the fact that we end up like having that experience, just to experience something like that, I was forever be grateful, because he offered that to me for our birthday. And I was like, you know what, like, let's do this for our birthday. And I can only be appreciative.
It's a good memory that you have of him. I'll pass the witness here.
Okay, Cross?
No questions, Judge.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. May this witness be excused? Okay, thank you, sir. You're free to go. Do you have any other, is your next witness relatively quick, or do you have anyone out there that's relatively quick? Okay. Okay. Come on up real quick.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Very good. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, ma'am. Will you please state your name for the record and spell your last name for our court reporter?
Lorna Allen, last name Allen.
And Miss Allen, just make sure you speak up into that microphone, okay, so everybody can hear you and the court reporter can take down everything that you're saying.
Okay.
What is your relationship to Sean Gathright, ma'am?
He's my grandson.
Okay. Are you, his mother is your daughter, I assume?
Yes, she is.
And were you involved, we've heard a couple stories, were you involved in Mr. Gathwright's upbringing at all?
Yes, during visits and when he was younger, when he was maybe a toddler, he spent a couple months with me when his parents went on military services.
Was that up in New York?
Yes.
And how would you describe Sean as a child or as he grew up?
He was a happy baby, friendly laugh, explore his environment. He was a good baby.
And how did you, well, let me ask you this. Do you still live in New York?
I go back and forth
To where? To Florida?
to Florida.
So how often do you think over the years and would you see Sean?
During holidays, Christmas, maybe sometime Thanksgiving, and maybe sometime in the summer.
And he would come, if he was in Jacksonville, would come to see you?
He would come to see me. Yes.
And when he wasn't with you physically, did you communicate with him at all?
Yes, via phone.
Tell me about, do you have any, from the time that he was living with you or memories over the holidays, any stories or memories that stick out to you about your grandson?
There's a lot. He was the life of the party. He would give us jokes. We would laugh. He would dance. He'd tell us about his cooking. I remember one Thanksgiving. We were spending Thanksgiving in New York. And we were cooking, and he came upstairs with a bag. And he was saying, waving the bag like this. I didn't know what was in the bag, but there was a surprise on the menu that I didn't know about. So they asked me, it was time for me to go upstairs and get dressed. And it was alligator tail, and they quickly prepared the alligator tail. It came down, it was like a deep fried tail. We came down to the table, and they said, okay, we're gonna start eating. And we didn't know what it was, but it looked so good. It looked more like shrimp. And when we tasted it, we all said, this is good. So we were all eating, and he knew, but he said, doing like this, and we didn't realize he was wagging the tail of the alligator. So when we finished eating, he said, okay, do you want to know what you just ate? And nobody knew what it was, but it was delicious. And he said, alligator tail. And everybody started to, say, oh, well, we ate it and nothing happened. So, it was very funny, but it was a good meal. And he kept that as a secret.
Did he like to cook?
Yes. He even made a little video about some meal he was cooking. But when he finished and, he's tasting this meal, and on TV they said, it's so good. And he said, it was good, but he turned his head away. And then he said, yuck, it wasn't that good.
It needed some work.
Yes.
Was he helpful to you in the kitchen?
Very helpful. He wanted to learn our, style of cooking, the seasoning that we use and how we do it. And he enjoyed our culture food. So he was always there trying to learn how to cook stuff. And he always tell me, oh, I love your cooking.
And we heard from your son about, you maintaining a faith religious home. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that. How did you impart that on your children and grandchildren?
I grew up very religious with my parents. So they have to be respectful to each other and the parents in the home. They have to do their duties. Their rooms must be clean. They say their grace, no swearing or anything in the house. Respect everybody around. And we don't swear. We go to church. They go to Sunday school. And it's a part of us. We grew up,
And when you weren't living in the same state as Sean, do you know if he still went to church or Sunday school?
I know he went to the local Baptist church, and I don't remember his age, but he was maybe about 9, 10, or between 9 and 11. He requested to be baptized, and they did baptize him.
Were you there for that?
I wasn't there for that, but they called me and let me know.
How would you describe just his character? If I would ask you to say, what is Sean like as a person? What do you?
He's self-disciplined. He's respectful. He's dependable. He's fair.
How was he towards family and his sister?
They love him because he was so funny.
Yeah.
So they love him.
You said he was the life of the party.
Yeah, he was the life of the party.
Do you still maintain a relationship with your grandson?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how do you do that now?
Once in a while, he would make a call to me, and I accept the call.
And will you continue to do that throughout his life?
I will forever, as long as I'm alive.
Here, may I have a moment?
Yes.
I'll pass it this
Okay, Russ?
No questions, Judge.
All right, may this witness be excused?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Maya. Free to go. Okay, so it's a little after 5 o'clock, so we will go ahead and recess for the evening. So just remember my previous instructions. Don't talk to anyone about this case. Don't do any independent investigation or read, watch, or listen to any news and council social media posts. We will start at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. All right, see you then.
All rise.
Wow. Oh, wow. I think that everything that,
Okay, so Ms. Finkelstein, you've got 2 more witnesses, correct?
No, Your Honor, I had one that was supposed to be Zoom today, but we had a specific time, so we didn't get there, so we hope to maybe get him. He'll be relatively short
Okay.
on Zoom in the morning if possible, and then, mom, grandma, and sister,
Okay,
and potentially Mr.
okay, very good. And then who is going to go after Ms. Finkelstein rests? Mr. Petridis, you are.
I have my witnesses lined up, they'll be here.
Okay,
I won't have them here at 9, sounds like she does.
yeah, that's fine.
But I'll have them here in the morning.
Okay, yeah, I'd say mid-morning-ish.
My issues are, my doctor needs to be Wednesday, and
That's fine.
my jail witness, we've set it up for Wednesday morning at 9, unless we can move it out a little later, I don't know.
Okay, all right, that's fine. And then, let's see, Miss.
Sorry.
Well, that's fine. You can go third. We may just need to weave in Mr. Hernandez as witnesses depending upon what's going on. I would say you need to be ready to go. Mr. Petrides, do you have an expert? You do. You've got an expert, and about how many other witnesses do you have? Okay. I mean, I would say you need to be ready to call someone tomorrow afternoon, later in the day. Okay? Okay. That's what I would, so you've got an expert, correct? Two experts? Yeah, okay, well, I would say you need to be ready to call someone mid-afternoon-ish to late afternoon-ish tomorrow. Okay? Okay,
Judge, a couple issues to state. Our expert that I retained on Friday, Dr. Glickstein, he is only available Thursday at 1 moving forward or Wednesday in the morning. So I just wanted to alert the court to that. And he's going to be rebutting, I'm hoping, Dr. Rubino, who is Ms. Toomey's witness, who I deposed this morning.
okay.
So, and he's the witness again because I had to retain him so
And
late.
I understand, I understand.
Okay, all right.
So, and is that gonna be your sole rebuttal witness?
No, I have Dr. Warner is going to be rebutting Dr. Eisenstein.
Okay. All right, so then we'll plan on Thursday afternoon-ish, Thursday for rebuttal.
Thursday, okay. The other issue I wanted to bring to the court, I deposed Dr. Rubino this morning. Again, this is the issue I brought up last week. Ms. Toomey told me during closing arguments in the guilt phase that Dr. Rubino would be testifying to scans that apparently were taken Monday. I asked her the scans, she didn't have them. He
You
has
say Monday, you mean,
Monday of last week.
okay,
So Dr. Rubino advised me this morning that he just found out Friday, I believe, that he would be testifying. He has no report. He says he will not have time to prepare a report for me to forward to my doctor, who is a potential rebuttal witness. I can't say for a fact he is at this point. I requested any reports, the slides, the images on Friday, I believe. And yesterday I sent another email to Ms. Toomey asking for reports, and she sent over a PowerPoint around 4:30 last night of all the slides, or at least the ones that Dr. Rubino is utilizing. And I went through this with him this morning
okay.
with the depot. That deposition will not be available to me until late tomorrow for me to provide to my expert. But I just wanted to let the court know. I'm not asking for anything to occur because it's penalty phase and I risk issues in post-conviction. So, but I'm appalled at this point by the discovery violations that have occurred, in that we had deadlines before trial for this to get done. And I know she's going to say Dr. Rubino was listed, but she told me as a fellow officer of the court, he would be called to introduce prescriptions to slides, and another expert would be testifying to PET scans. Well, she said Dr. Wu, who was a PET scan expert. I can't remember if she said PET scans, but there's a difference between PET and MRI, and it really has affected our ability to be able to obtain a expert witness. So anyways.
Yes, I'm aware that this is being done in an untimely fashion in violation of the scheduling order. I am aware of that. Okay? So we just gotta muddle through, as you know, Mr. Harmon. Okay? Okay, so let me ask you, Mr. Harmon, with regards to doing the cross-examination of Dr. Rubino, are you ready to do that tomorrow afternoon if need be, or do you need more time to get ready?
I would need more time. I need to speak with my expert after he has seen the deposition, because there is no report.
I see.
I have sent him the slides, but he can't really tell me.
Yeah, and the depot will be ready tomorrow?
The court reporter said by end of business tomorrow. So apparently she had other deposition stuff she had to do this afternoon. So,
Who's the court reporter?
Elaine with Mills Court Reporting.
Okay. Okay, all right, well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
all right, see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Oh, I wonder whose baby. Whose baby is that? I don't know. Cause they baby should be. It might could be. Cause no. Cause she was supposed to have her baby in January of last year, January, February. And I think that's why she didn't go on trial in January, February last year. So their baby should be like over a year at this point in time. That looked like a new baby. I don't know. Is it me or do it sound like we are like all these people that's coming up here and testifying and speaking on behalf of his on behalf of what we heard from Sean today? Is it just me or does it feel like I almost feel like I'm at a funeral or something? Is it just me? Or am I just thinking about it all the way wrong? Like I'm listening to all this stuff. It's like he gave up his entire life to he allowed I believe Chance groomed him, y'all.